Welcome to the Bold Analysis, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for your continued support. For the last 2 weeks, I have been on and off this studio. Yes, I had to rush back to Nakuru for that interview with Honorable Ruben Kigame, and amazing support. You can check out that interview in this channel. But I'm now back in Nairobi and back like never before. But then I don't know what happened when I was away. I don't know what happened in Nairobi. Happy Mashujaa Day, by the way. Yes. Something is happening in government, and it should really worry the CEO of this country. I want to give you a bearing. 2 weeks ago, when President William Ruto flew to Ethiopia for that event of launching the Safaricom, was it the Safaricom branch rather in Ethiopia, Rigathi Gachagua was reported to have occupied that office, the deputy president's office, and the cleanup exercise was not done by the Ministry of Public Works as of the routine or as of the precedent, but it was done by private entities. Of course, it raised eyebrows, and people tried to link it to the fact that that is why it is by then that he occupied an office that could have been occupied by Musalia Mudavadi. But that aside, today, at the house, there is a secret 30-second video that has emerged of some officials, or rather some members from the Ardi house, moving files secretly to undisclosed location. And the person that raised the alarm on that, because I want us to look at that video and we'll try to fact check more on it. The person that raised alarm was Boss Gladys Sholei, who is the deputy speaker in the National Assembly. It is right at this point in time to mention that Sholei was a member of transition committee that was tasked by the responsibility of overseeing transition from Uhuru Kenyatta regime to William Ruto's reign. So the point here is, I know with the transition committee it was more at the presidential level, but at the ministries, I think the transition is a bit different. I want us to watch that 30 seconds video here. And of course, I want you to watch it full so that we can do a recap on the same.
Si utume kwa account. Nimekuja kwa garage ya kupata tuma kwa account. Oh. Tuma kwa account. Sai.
Now, that video, there are some few observations that I want us to draw from that. Why do you think that the files that are being moved, okay, by the way, we are not sure that they are files, but they are documents. Is there a difference between documents and files? You can see that from the video, whatever is being moved in that track are actually some documents. So what is the necessity of moving those files on a weekend, on Saturday? And the question is, government offices don't work on Saturday unless on special occasions, special arrangements. But the truth of the matter is that government offices don't work on the weekend. So what is the necessity that they're being moved? And my memory reminds me that vetting of cabinet secretaries, I think, is completing today, on Saturday, the 22nd. So from Monday, I think the president will just officially appoint, Monday next week, And after that, sworn in and work starts. So from some quarters, the ministries will have new CS. Maybe almost all the ministries, they're going to have the new faces in the offices from next week. Zakaria Njeru, who is going to occupy that office that was being held by Farida Karonei, people are clearing the office for him. But what is the necessity of moving those files? I remind that, especially on a Saturday, because if you also look at that video, the truck seems to, it looks like it was parked in the back door, in the back, uh, behind the building. What I'm saying, if you look at the movement, you're not seeing any closed door. And by the way, I've gone to the house, of course. Ile si mbele. If you take time and go there, you realize it's Sambam. Then the video is only 30 seconds. What do you see? There was some sort of some urgency, because ni kama hata mtu amechukua video, someone was there was a lot of vigilance. Now, if you listen to it, I think I don't know whether it's the person still on phone. One thing I guess is this. Naona ni kama aliweka simu, and he was assuming to be on a call so that to divert attention, or probably it's the same person, but it's just trying to show some element of urgency. If you look at it, ni kitu inafanywa haraka haraka. And even if it lasted, it might not have lasted for more than even 10 minutes. It's just a matter of urgency. What you can see there is people seems to be in a hurry. And let me point out, this is the truth. Members of Uhuru Kenyatta's cabinet, they are those who are allegedly close to the doors of power. They never saw a possibility of William Ruto taking over. So people are a bit unprepared to usher a William Ruto presidency. People are unprepared. So people are caught unaware. And there seems to be now, things are just being jumbled. And at this moment, this is it. People are worried. And there is panic. And there is tension. The tension here is this. President William Ruto is ushering a new team. And people have listened to the way they are speaking in the cabinet. And just the precedence that is being set. Maybe things are not going to be very easy. But why do you think there is a lot of secrecy in moving these things? What do you think is bringing that secrecy to an element that it's been done on a weekend? This is it. The cleanup exercise that is being done just exposes how the transition was undermanaged, and people could get a golden window to sanitize themselves. I ask a question. Why are we keeping, there needs to be an element of continuity. But I think the fact that someone knows I'm already leaving this office and someone is already coming, you need to put things in order. We need to work on a legislative framework and review what really happens at the level of the ministry. Because what's the point? The president is being sworn in 14 days after, I think it's 7 days after election, and maybe after a dispute and all that, and dispute is determined. 7 days. The president comes in with the deputy. They start working, but they still have to work with the members of the previous regime, because for them, the process had to be tedious. So first we need to shorten the process, because what's the essence of spending millions in vetting people? Ni kama mtu anapewa kazi ndio anaenda interview. And from what I see, there is no possibility that someone is going to be rejected at the vetting process. The vetting process is null and void. So we need to work on a framework to manage the transition. The other thing why the cleanup exercise is really guarded in a lot of secrets is because there are corruption. There are bit elements of corruption here and there. This is it. In the ministry of lands, that's where multi-billion scandals. Wow. If you spend time in Dennis Itumbi's timeline, you will always hear him all the time referring to people, calling them names. And cases land are multi-billion cases. Quite a number of them. And of course, some of them are being dropped. I want to give, I just also want to help raise the alarm. Ruto must move with speed to secure the digital land register. Yes, there was the e-filing that was going on. If this is what we can see, mass files moving, then what should we expect? There must be move in speed to secure the digital register. Last is land keep cases are going to suffer a blow. Quite a number of them are going to suffer a blow. But truth be it, must be told that corruption, to me, I don't think it's at the center of Kenya Kwanza's manifesto. It's a bit opaque. It's a bit opaque. It's not. The reason why there is a lot of hullabaloo and obsession with the DCI, disbanding unit and all that is because those two Indians had come for an election, exercise some role. Kenya Kwanza. So we also need to say the truth. That why is the president giving them windows to do their monkey, make their transactions here and there? Why is that? And someone tipped the Gladys Sholey, and Gladys Sholey spoke about it. So, by the virtue of someone raising the alarm, already tells you their conflicting interests. By someone already raising the alarm, it shows that first kuna shida mahali. People feel uncomfortable with it. I don't think it was someone from the members of public because it's not. Huwezi chukua hiyo video ukiwa nje, and hata ukiangalia video that was taken by someone who was probably inside the compound. And ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what to think about that leaked video. And by then you can tell us whether you feel KK government is out to fight corruption. Will they? About the transition? And that's my take in this video. And thank you guys for those who've been supporting this channel, those who've been supporting the camera support. Yes, we've received. We believe that on Monday, we're going to purchase the camera and show it here. So the bold team, tumefurahi sana na tunasema santeni sana. Now those who I interviewed Ruben Kigame, and he gifted me a book here. Is Ruben Kigame. It actually is called The Raw Reflections. It's a reflections of the life of Ruben Kigame, Honorable Ruben Kigame, who vied for presidency in this country last general election, just concluded general election. Yeah, you can grab this book at 1,1200 and I'll be willing. So if you show intent at the comment section, yes, I can link you up so that you also buy and read for yourself. As Tim Ball would say, by the way, we want to encourage you guys to do a reading culture. We shall partner with such a program so that we promote reading culture amongst our viewers. Asanteni sana.